why do your customers love you or hate you? Oh my gosh, this is just so easy to know why. Because they've made you feel good. You made them feel good, or you made them feel bad. This is just so simple, isn't it? Your customers will absolutely want to come back and buy from you, recommend you to their friends and family if you're doing the right thing for you. So today, the secret diary continues. We have some more stories about customer service. And today I am super happy to have Antoniette, which is a very French name, actually, Antoniette, isn't it?
Actually, and Antoinette is
Antoinette,
French.
yes, quite right.
Antoniette, Antoniette is Italian, and I'm Italian.
Okay. So we just meet up online, that virtual little things that, we everybody's kind of getting used to it. And actually, I think you've got a bit of an online story for us, haven't you?
I do. A lot of us are moving our businesses, moving our trainings, and we're moving them virtually. Like we're buying into things that we wouldn't normally buy into virtually. We're selling things that we wouldn't normally sell virtually. And I have purchased several high-level training programs virtually. Most of them have been absolutely amazing. And, they're not inexpensive, but to me, they've been worth every penny that I've paid.
Everybody does. Yeah.
Yeah. And just this last year, I bought a program that came highly recommended. This is a leader in the online, marketing space. And I saw no danger of buying the program. I didn't even do my due diligence of my homework, checking reviews, because he came so recommended. And I did attend the free, thing that was offered, loved the content, loved the energy behind this, the presenters. And so I went ahead and bought in. But it wasn't an inexpensive program. And so I needed to put some of it on one card and some on another card. And so I reached out to them and let them know that. And they said, no problem, but we can't do it through the normal system. Could you wait until after our close? Because things are crazy, which I totally understand that. I do my own events.
Yeah.
So I said, no problem, as long as I can get in before all the bonuses begin and, all the live sessions.
Yes, you always have that deadline, haven't you, where they say, oh, you get this, and this extra if you're doing this.
Exactly.
Okay. How does that go on then?
Yeah. And so I didn't hear from them. And so I started reaching out again day after day. And finally, after I knew that I had already missed several of the live bonus things that I should have been able to participate in, I still hadn't been let into the community because I hadn't yet gotten my 2 credit cards. And I just kept reaching out. There was no phone number, and I just kept reaching out through Facebook and through email and any way that I could figure out. Pardon me, I just had lunch. Any way that I could figure out to get some sort of a response so that I could dive right in. A couple of weeks went by. Another couple of weeks went by, and I was still reaching out. So finally, I got them to at least take my money. And then once they took my money, because I was out of the normal, I guess, funnel, I didn't get all of my login information and how in the calendar and all of that. So then again, I began reaching out. And believing all along this was a year-long program so that I had some time to really consume the content and still be able to get some of that live interaction as well. So finally I get all of the access to get in, only to find out it was just an 8-week program. I've just paid all this money for, why would they take my money? Why wouldn't they say, oh gosh, we're so sorry. We're going to do this again. Here's a little discount for the next time because we've really just kind of missed the window on this. They didn't tell me that. And apparently somewhere in that 3 days of events, I was supposed to have caught that it was just an 8-week program, and I didn't catch that. And it would have been really nice to have been to say, hey, we're about to take your money, but you really have missed everything.
Yeah.
Um, so then I reached out and reached out again, and I said, wow, I guess I've missed everything. Is there anything you can do? Could you put this towards your next event?
Nothing.
Again, it took me, to one email that I would received back. It took me a lot of emails just to get one response.
Mhm.
And I was begging for a phone number. Could we just talk voice to voice? This would probably, get resolved in one conversation if we could just talk voice to voice. No phone. They would not do that. And it was just so disappointing because this presenter has excellent information and is loved by many. But the customer service side of it is gotten so bad to the point where there are whole face groups now and whole
Oh,
forums on the
wow.
internet.
Wow, this is
People who put their earned money out in hopes that this program would help boost their career or, get them to the next level in their professions. And now there's whole groups that have really upset people because what happens once you give your credit card, sadly, when you go to the bank and say, I gave my credit card, yes, but I didn't get what I thought I was buying.
Yeah.
The banks say, at least my bank says, you gave the credit card. This process is only good if you didn't give your credit card and somebody swiped the credit. You gave the credit card. You need to go to them. Well, you know where that got me. Going to them didn't get anywhere. So all this money that could have gone towards advertising, promoting my own events and my own things that I was doing was just burnt like fire. There wasn't the tiniest bit of value in it. It was just very, very disappointing. Well, contrast that to another program that I had purchased. I purchased many, like I said, but this other program that I purchased was a lot less money-wise, but their service was on it. There's always going to be a little hiccup or a little customer service thing that you need to reach out for. Immediately, they were on it. And even after they helped the situation, remedied the situation, they double checked to make sure everything was good, everything was smooth. And I will tell you, I will never leave this group. If they can double the cost of it, and I will never leave it. Every year I'm going, unless I really take a major career path change, which is not likely, I will forever stick with these guys because they were loyal to me.
Yeah.
And they deliver and they care.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how big of a name this other organization is, no matter what great content they give, they obviously had no concern about taking mine and a lot of other people's money and leaving them feeling like they didn't get what they paid for. Yeah. So that's my story. If you want to add it up, do the math. I'm in my 50s. I'll likely be around. I mean, I'm in the wellness world, I believe. I'm going to be living at least another 40, 50 years, maybe even. Mm-hmm. And times that by, let's just say $7,500 a year. Times that by $7,500. That's what just carrying a little cost. Didn't, I guess.
Well, that's the lifetime value of a customer, isn't it? I mean, right. I do that exercise when I do training with in restaurants, for example, and I say, well, just take a pint of lager. How much is a pint of lager? So let's say £4. £4. If somebody comes every day to buy 1 pint of lager every day for 50 years, how much do you going to get? And they get a calculator and suddenly there's like thousands of pounds for 1 pint of lager, and it just makes you realize that one customer, how much they bring to you, how important it is. And you've said it several times, but it's all about caring, isn't it?
Right.
We want to be cared for. We want to feel valued. Businesses needs to bring more care into what they do. Online Absolutely. And offline, because just online is just as bad. Your experience online was just terrible.
Well, and you know what? So yeah, there's me. They lost me, obviously, but I have a lot of influence over other people building their careers.
Yes.
And I've already probably been influenced people that come to me. Should I buy this program? Should I buy that program? I'm like, if it were me, I would go this direction.
Yeah.
I would not go that direction. Do what you want, but this is the direction I would go. And so times that loss by 20, 30, maybe even 40,
Yeah.
because people love helping other people.
Yes.
I am in the business of helping people. I'm in the business of actually helping people who help people.
Mm-hmm.
So it also goes a third layer.
Yeah.
And so you may think, holding on to that person's one purchase because, they kept pointing me back to their policies. Their policy says, the little fine print that none of us read. I know we should, but we don't. They were so, stake in the ground on those policies and did not care that in this circumstance, they could have easily taken my credit cards, 3 days after the close, whatever, everything would have been great. Yeah. I would have loved the whole process.
Yeah.
But because they were overwhelmed, obviously, they were overworked, maybe understaffed, who knows? I don't know what was going on. It was more important to them to keep my money, knowing I didn't get the value out of what I thought I was purchasing. And it's cost them probably more than they realized. And to have whole public boards.
Yeah, exactly.
People were, I didn't create any of these boards. There were other people probably even more upset than me who created these boards.
Yeah.
I mean, that it doesn't matter what great thing you're selling. Mm-hmm. People buy you, they buy your service. Mm-hmm. The thing you're selling is secondary. Mm-hmm. And when you make them feel important, mm-hmm. you make them feel like that you're concerned about them, then especially when you're buying and selling online, there's already a little bit of trepidation with the whole buying and selling online, and add that on top of it, it's just not good business.
No, and I think also because of everything that's happened, businesses have had to adapt very quickly and do different things and start communicating different ways. And start chat boxes and start WhatsApp things, but actually without really having a real customer journey for each of the channels and having that consistency that if somebody's messaging you, if you're putting a number out, you need to know that you're going to have somebody looking at your WhatsApp and answering that WhatsApp or that messenger or that, whatever communications channel you started. You need to ensure the consistency through all the channels, which is what's happened to you. You couldn't ring, you couldn't message, no one was coming back to you, that frustration was coming out of you. It's really hard, isn't it, to be able to manage all those channels and all those touch points.
And when you're not being served well, when they keep you pour your heart out, with the details of what happened. And it's just like it's like a script they've been told.
Copy paste.
Exactly. We have this policy and you're like, but did you just hear anything? Like, did you even read what I wrote? You can tell, you get on the phone with the phone company or the electric company or, some government agency, and you can tell they really don't care. They just need to go to the next guy who's complaining, right? And that's how I felt I was being treated. They really did not. There was nothing personal about their interaction with me. And it was a good lesson. It was an expensive lesson, but it was definitely a good lesson for me. Whoever I hire,
you'll make sure that never happens.
They should always have access to me. My customers, if it gets to that level, it shouldn't be a brick wall. Like there at some point, if something rises to a certain level, there should be access to me. I'm the one that sold the thing, and I'm the one that was trusted enough to buy my thing. Mm-hmm. And if someone's that unhappy, give them some access to me, or at least to someone who works closely with me, who's willing to get on a phone call or get a little bit more personal in the emails.
Yeah. Well, this is just amazing. Thank you so much, Antoniette, for sharing this. Just tell us a little bit, because your business is this as well. You do business strategy, aren't you? Online business strategies. If anybody wants to connect with you and if they need a bit of help, how can they get in touch with you?
Great. So I just popped that in my little moniker here
Oh,
so
here we
that you
go. I've just seen that.
so essentially we hold a whole free series
Okay.
on how to become more visible in your space. I've got 30 years of background in that, and also how to run a profitable virtual business that you love. A lot of us can put together a business that makes money, but it's more difficult to put together a business that makes good money that you love and you can see yourself doing long term. And most importantly, that puts you working with people you really, really enjoy working with.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much. I will
So
put the
I'll
link
say it
as well.
verbally.
I
Yeah.
will put the link underneath when I put the video, and if you like it, you can subscribe, watch the other videos, because there's going to be loads more to come, because the secret diary continues. Dot, dot, dot. We're going to tell lots more stories to help you, inspire, to deliver those amazing, exceptional customer experiences and have thriving businesses, because that's what all we want. You know, if we look after our employees, if we look after our customers, we'll have some fantastic businesses. But that's all
Thank
for
you, dear.
now. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you very soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.